Let me talk to you real for a moment. Not polished, not filtered, not pretending like life hasn't knocked the wind out of me before. Because if you're here listening to this, you already know what it feels like to be hurt by someone you trusted, someone you loved, someone you gave access to your heart. And the truth is, pain like that doesn't just sit on the surface. It digs deep, questions your worth, makes you replay conversations at 2 a.m. It makes you wonder, was it me? But today we're not staying there. Today we're reclaiming something too many people give away too easily. Your peace. 1. Protect your peace first, not the relationship. Let's get something straight. You are not called to protect relationships that cost you your sanity. In the Bible, Proverbs 4 verse 23 says, "Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life." Not guard the relationship. Not guard their feelings. Guard your heart. Some of us were taught that love means enduring everything. But real love, God's love, doesn't require you to abandon yourself. If keeping someone in your life means losing yourself, that's not love. That's bondage. 2. Step back immediately. Clarity comes with distance. You ever notice how everything feels confusing when you're in the middle of it? But the moment you step back, things get clear. That's not an accident. That's wisdom. There's a reason even Jesus stepped away from crowds to pray. Distance brings perspective. When someone hurts you, your first move should not be to chase them. It should be to step back. Because clarity doesn't come from chaos. It comes from space. The friend who slowly disappeared. I had a friend once, someone I trusted deeply. We talked every day, shared everything, but over time something changed. Little comments started slipping in. Subtle disrespect, jokes that didn't feel like jokes. And every time it happened, they had an excuse. I was just kidding. You're too sensitive. That's not what I meant. So I ignored the pattern and believed the excuses. Until one day I stepped back. And in that silence, I saw it clearly. They weren't confused about how they were treating me. They were comfortable doing it. And that distance saved me. Because sometimes clarity doesn't come from what people say. It comes from what they consistently do. 3. Don't react fast. Fast reactions create lifelong regret. Pain makes you want to react immediately, to text them or call them, and say something you can't take back. But Ecclesiastes reminds us, there is a time to be silent and a time to speak. Not every moment deserves your voice. Some moments deserve your restraint. Because one emotional reaction can create consequences you carry for years. Pause. Breathe. Pray if you have to. Silence is not weakness. It's discipline. 4. Give no explanation to someone who enjoys hurting you. Let's be honest. Some people don't misunderstand you. They understand you perfectly, and still choose to hurt you. You don't owe explanations to people committed to misunderstanding you. There's a powerful idea echoed in books like Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. You are responsible for your life, not for managing other people's reactions to it. If someone enjoys twisting your words, dismissing your feelings, or minimizing your pain, explaining yourself won't fix it. Walking away might. 5. Notice the pattern, not the excuse. Excuses are convincing. Patterns are revealing. Maya Angelou said it best. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time, not the 5th time. not after they apologize again. The first time. If someone hurts you once, take note. If they hurt you twice, pay attention. If they hurt you repeatedly, that's not a mistake. That's a pattern. The relationship I tried to save alone. I was in a relationship where I kept thinking, if I just communicate better, if I just love harder, if I just give more, it'll change. But I was the only one fighting for it. Every argument ended the same. Every apology felt temporary. Every promise was broken again. And I kept reopening conversations, hoping for a different ending. But here's the truth I had to learn the hard way. You cannot build a healthy relationship with someone who refuses to grow. So I stopped reopening the conversation. And for the first time, felt peace. 6. Respect the first sign of disrespect. We ignore red flags because we don't want to lose people. But that first sign, that's the real one. Not the apology that follows. Not the explanation. The behavior. If someone disrespects you early, believe it. Because what you tolerate at the beginning, you will suffer from later. 7. Don't chase closure. Their behavior was closure. Closure is overrated. We think we need one last conversation, one last explanation, one last why. But sometimes the way they treated you is the answer. Romans 12 verse 19 says, "Do not take revenge, but leave room for God's wrath." In other words, you don't need closure from them. God sees everything. And sometimes walking away is your closure. 8. Keep your dignity. Don't beg for understanding. Never beg someone to see your value. If they can't recognize it, that's not your failure. That's their limitation. There is nothing more powerful than walking away with your dignity intact. Because self-respect will carry you further than validation ever will. 9. Limit access. People can't damage what they can't reach. This one is practical. Not everyone deserves full access to you. Your time, your energy, your vulnerability. Jesus had 12 disciples. But even among them, there were only 3 in his inner circle. Everybody doesn't get front row seats to your life. Limit access. Protect what's sacred. The family boundary that changed everything. This one was the hardest. Because it wasn't a friend. It wasn't a relationship. It was family. And we're taught you don't set boundaries with family. But every interaction left me drained. Every conversation turned into criticism. So I did something that felt wrong at first. I created distance. Not out of anger, but out of necessity. And over time, something amazing happened. I didn't lose love. I found peace. Because sometimes loving people doesn't mean unlimited access. It means healthy distance. 10. Let silence do the work. You don't always need to defend yourself. Silence reveals people. It exposes intentions. It will test the loyalty and show you who actually cares. And often, it speaks louder than any argument ever could. 11. Don't seek revenge. Indifference is stronger. Revenge keeps you connected to the pain. Indifference sets you free. When you stop caring about proving a point, you start healing. And healing is the real victory. 12. Focus on healing, not proving anything. You don't need to prove your worth. Not to them. Not to anyone. Your job is not to convince people who hurt you that you matter. Your job is to heal. To read. Pray. To reflect. Books like The Purpose-Driven Life remind us. You were created for something greater than pain. Don't get stuck trying to prove your value to people who already decided not to see it. 13. Remember, if they hurt you once, they can hurt you again. This isn't about bitterness. It's about wisdom. Forgiveness doesn't mean access. Grace doesn't mean trust. You can forgive someone and still choose distance. That's not hypocrisy. That's growth. Let me leave you with this. You are not weak for walking away. You are not cold for choosing peace. You are not wrong for protecting yourself. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is let go, because not every battle is meant to be fought. Some are meant to be released. And when you finally choose peace over people, clarity over chaos, healing over history, you don't lose. You rise.